Introduction to Global Monsters. In modern cities, spiritual energy is revived, and humans are no longer the masters of civilization. At that time, the sky could not see sunlight, it was covered by birds, the ground was stained red with blood, and humans became homeless dogs and food, a true hell on earth. It was not until a warrior with a broad mind integrated the spirit of a dead monster into the Dantian that humans avoided the fate of being exterminated. Refining a demon spirit, possessing the ability of a demon beast to fly to heaven and flee to earth, a young boy who had originally died returned to the age of 16 due to a demon beast. That day happened to be the annual Demon Awakening Day. That day, he refined an evil spirit, an unknown existence of evil. Chapter 1. Awakening Day. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dong dong dong. The resounding sound of ancient bells spread throughout the entire Juxing, indicating that the annual Awakening Day is about to begin. This is a grand occasion, even more lively than the Chinese New Year. At this time, Juxing was decorated with lanterns and colorful decorations everywhere, with various demon patterns engraved on the large red lanterns, hanging all over the streets and alleys. All the light curtains on high-rise buildings, without exception, play exciting scenes of Awakening Day over the years. The stunning scenes, combined with explosive music, make people's blood boil. The streets are crowded with people, and everyone is walking in the same direction. Even though they deliberately woke up early, when people arrived at the city center square, they were still shocked by the surging crowd. I saw the retro style, covering an area of over 100 acres. On the ancient bronze altar, various birds and animals were carved. Around the altar, thousands of police officers stood upright with serious and stern expressions to maintain order. Above the square, the artifact, Blue Moon, forged by the efforts of a country for 37 years, is floating in the void. The 138-meter-high Blue Moon is crescent-shaped, with a translucent white color and a strong sense of high-tech. At its top, the energy shield it radiates reflects a light blue light under the sunlight, hanging above the city center, overlooking the earth. This unusual blue moon is the pride of the people of Juxing and also a symbol of Juxing as one of the 12 foundational cities in China. Directly below the blue moon artifact, around the railing, a crowd of over 300,000 people had already been covered in darkness, and they were excitedly discussing. A year has passed, I wonder what kind of genius has appeared this time. Last year, someone fused the 9th grade purple-eyed bull and King's Halong, and that scene was too shocking. What's so remarkable about this? 7 years ago, the genius of the Bai clan, Bai Lin, merged with the 6-winged demon ranked 217th on the Earth list and was directly admitted by Great Wall University, making an exception and receiving a full scholarship. Great Wall University is one of the 3 major hero universities. It is said that graduates from there can directly obtain noble titles. If they join the army, the minimum rank is a major. Even the 5 major families in Juxing may not have demons on the list. Who said no? There are still a few to some extent, but those vampires are reluctant to take them out. There are some in the Blue Moon, which were left over from the Dawn War. Only the proud Son of Heaven can successfully refine them, which is a rare occurrence in 5 years. In the lively atmosphere, a middle-aged man walked up to the altar. Behind him, followed by hundreds of men and women, dressed in glamorous attire and with decent demeanor. They were adorned with sparkling round bottles, and inside the bottles, a fist-sized cloud could be faintly seen. These clouds seemed to have life, some floating and wandering, and more colliding with round bottles, but without exception, they cannot break free. The vast square was silent at this moment, as if afraid of disturbing them. For that middle-aged man, as long as he is a native of Juxing, he is no stranger. He is the guardian of Juxing, the king of Wu, Jiangchu. Behind him, those who are qualified to appear on the altar are all the big families and groups of Juxing, and the colorful groups inside the round bottle are the spirits extracted after hunting the monsters. On Awakening Day, young girls in Juxing, who have reached the age of 16 and reached the 5th level of physical cultivation, have the opportunity to come here and refine demons into the Soul Sea, becoming a demon master. However, the probability is not high, as only 1 out of 10 people can successfully refine a demon, so every demon master is extremely precious. Directly below the altar, there were over 100,000 young girls sitting with eager eyes, and some even trembled with excitement. Only one person, with a lowered head and motionless. If it weren't for the faint snoring, I'm afraid everyone wouldn't have thought he would have fallen asleep. Who is this? It's too daring to fall asleep on awakening day. This kid's name is Lin Feng, from class 7 of grade 3 in high school. He has the ability to cultivate 7 levels of physical fitness, but his fighting skills are very strong, and his overall strength can rank in the top 200 of the year, so he has always been very arrogant. The principal only specifically instructed today to showcase the unique charm of Juxing High School. People who are heartless and shameless should not attend the Demon Awakening Day. Lower your voice, that guy is a tough character. Teenagers are discussing one after another. Today is the most important day of their lives. Even if someone lost sleep last night, they still maintain an excited state at this time. How could they possibly feel sleepy? But while it's funny, they also have some admiration. On the day of awakening, some people were so nervous that they lost their composure, even so excited that they had a heart attack and fainted, but they had never heard of being so excited that they fell asleep. Lin Feng was probably the first person in history. What sound? The sound of discussion in his ears made Lin Feng furrow his brows. He tried to listen but couldn't hear anything clearly. However, he didn't care either. His gaze remained fixed on the young monster not far away, exuding an unforgettable hatred in his eyes. Just 3 days ago, this young monster dressed in a white robe led 7 king-level monsters and over 100,000 ferocious monsters to attack Juxing. The bustling city has now become a wasteland, and the ubiquitous corpses and remains declare the arrival of hell on earth. Now 7 king-level demon beasts have died, and 100,000 demon beasts have also been completely injured, but this mysterious young man remains unscathed. Lin Feng was less than 100 meters away from the young man, and there was a deafening roar of explosions. In his sight, the sky was filled with air missiles sweeping in the same direction. But no matter how the bomb explodes, the earth collapses, and the pure white robe, Yu reading www.yuukangshu.net is still spotless, a bit dazzling white. Afterwards, experts kept charging towards the white-clothed man, but no matter what kind of attacks, physical attacks, and spiritual attacks, including the mysterious curse power, they were useless in the face of this monster man and were easily hunted down. The city was destroyed, hundreds of millions of residents were massacred, 13 guardians of Juxing were killed, 1 self-destructed, and 2 fled. However, the culprit remained intact, and even his abilities were unknown. How could he not make people despair? The earth was stained red with blood, and the pungent smell of blood spread throughout the city. Faced with the invincible demonic youth, the survivors had already developed a sense of retreat and began to retreat. They were afraid of being killed, and only Lin Feng was still waving his long sword. Lin Feng doesn't know how many monsters he killed, he only knows how tired he is. I'm really tired. I really want to sleep. His clothes were stained red with blood, and it was uncomfortable to stick to his skin, but he still walked towards the mystery without hesitation. Even if he knows that he doesn't even have a chance to harm the other party with his own strength, what's the point? His family has died and his friends have been killed. What's the point of him living a miserable life alone? Lin Feng walked slowly, and the strange young man turned his head to gaze at Lin Feng as he slowly walked. His pitch-black pupils were like an ancient well, calm yet extremely cold. The young man's eyes showed a hint of threat and killing intent, but unexpectedly did not take action. Even as Lin Feng approached him, trembling as he inserted his long sword into his throat, he remained motionless. Is there no power left? Lin Feng looked at the long sword in his hand in surprise, wondering why there was no blood left. With the act of drawing the sword, the sky's light enveloped Lin Feng, like a small sun. Chapter 2. Rebirth. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Who is speaking? Off stage, Lin Feng always felt someone constantly chattering in his ear, making him very irritable and even shaking him vigorously. Do you want to die? Lin Feng suddenly opened his eyes, his gaze filled with brutal killing intent and madness. But the next second, he stiffened all over. No pungent smoke, no roar of monsters, no limbs and blood, no painful crying, everything is so different. The bright sunshine shines through the protection of the blue moon, making one feel warm all over. This feeling is both familiar and unfamiliar. Is this the annual awakening day of Juxing? Lin Feng looked around, his eyes filled with horror as if he had seen a ghost. Isn't Juxing a ruin? Brother Feng, the demon spirit is about to be released, hurry up and wake up. The chubby face that appeared in front of Lin Feng startled him. He was a chubby man who looked very pleased. He was less than 1.7 meters tall, but weighed over 200 pounds. Apart from being chubby, the first impression he gave was that his head was really big. Even with his plump physique, his head, which is one circle larger than the average person, still feels a bit disharmonious. This chubby little Lin Feng is not unfamiliar. He is his neighbor and classmate, and also his best brother. He is nicknamed Big Head. Judging from his posture, it is obvious that he is constantly shaking himself. Big Head, why are you? Lin Feng was shocked in his eyes. In my memory, Gao Hai and I were admitted to the same university. When he graduated from college, he and himself went out of the city to hunt monsters. Just as they had just penetrated the outskirts of the Qingfeng Mountains, they were ambushed and attacked by a third-grade fire poison lion. However, Gao Hai, in order to save himself, unfortunately got injured and could only be paralyzed in bed for his whole life. Lin Feng still remembers that when he saw Gao Hai again with money 2 years later, the chubby young man who was originally innocent, outgoing, and loyal had already become thin and skinny. Although excited to see Lin Feng arrive, he was so weak that he couldn't even say a word. He would never forget his gaze. Brother Feng, what are you saying? Gao Hai asked in confusion. I'm back at 16. Lin Feng didn't answer, still feeling a bit incredulous about what was happening before him. He looked down at his fair and slender hands, which were not yet covered in blood. He clenched his hands and felt the real touch. All of this suddenly turned into a dream. Going back to the past. Is his ability to control time. At this moment, Lin Feng seemed to understand the abilities possessed by the young man in white. Or rather, that monster is more accurate. Although humans also have powerful warriors and demon masters, it is absolutely impossible for them to possess such innate abilities. The young man in white is obviously a monster that can transform into a human form. No wonder all the attacks were ineffective for him. Control time, what a rare and incredible ability, it is simply an invincible existence. If it weren't for the exhaustion of his strength in the end, who could have killed him? And Lin Feng returned to the age of 16, clearly a masterpiece of that young man. Has he also returned? Or has he already died? Lin Feng felt a bit stiff all over, and his face looked a bit ugly. Since he can go back to the past, there is no possibility that the young man in white will die. Lin Feng felt a bit cold in his hands and feet, and the scenes of desolation like hell once again appeared in his mind. If the young man had not died, the hellish massacre would still have arrived 21 years later. Feng Gu, what are you fooling around with? It's nothing, nothing. The sound in his ear brought Lin Feng back to his senses. Seeing Gao Hai's worried expression, Lin Feng extended his hands and shook his chubby face, suppressing his excitement and unease. Brother, it's okay. Lin Feng smiled happily. Good brother, it's great to see you again. He can finally make up for the regret of the previous generation. Brother Feng, why do you look a bit strange? Gao Hai rubbed his chubby face, which was slightly pinched and painful, with a hint of surprise on his face. He felt like he had slept for a while, and there seemed to be some changes happening to Lin Feng's body. Lin Feng, what's wrong with you? Are you sick? On the side, a 16-year-old girl held Lin Feng's hand and expressed concern. The girl was dressed in a blue and white school uniform, with a slender and graceful figure. At first glance, she looked taller than Lin Feng, and her snow-white skin shimmered with an ivory-like halo. Her small face was exquisite and beautiful, with a hint of pure charm. This unique temperament is particularly attractive. From time to time, a boy would turn his gaze towards her, with a hint of admiration and warmth in his eyes. Whenever this happened, even though the girl noticed something, she pretended not to see it or turned her head to look at Lin Feng. Lin Feng glanced at the girl and, faced with her concern, sighed in his heart, what a pity for her appearance. In the surprised gaze of the young girl, Lin Feng calmly withdrew his hand. He didn't have much nostalgia for this once childhood sweetheart. He vividly remembers that today's girl successfully refined a 7th-grade ice heron. When she found out that she couldn't refine demons, the girl's face showed no signs of disappointment. 3 months later, in the college entrance examination, when she was admitted to the 9 elite joint schools, and she was unable to become a demon master for a long time, she had to choose a key university, so she broke up with herself. Lin Feng, what's wrong with you? Yage was surprised by Lin Feng's actions and her hands were slightly stiff. Growing up together since childhood, the two have been a perfect match in the eyes of relatives and neighbors, and Lin Feng has always been affectionate towards her and has never been so indifferent to her. She lowered her head slightly, her pitiful and charming appearance was truly heartbreaking. A young man had already mustered up the courage and started glaring angrily at Lin Feng. Lin Feng scanned the classmates around him, his calm yet indifferent gaze making the young boys shiver all over, as if they were being watched by a monster. Lin Feng ignored the threats from the surrounding gazes. These innocent children couldn't even imagine that the goddess in their eyes was extremely realistic, and the reality was somewhat cruel. This girl is not actually bad in nature, just from an ordinary background, but she has a lofty heart and is not something that ordinary people can control. Taking back his thoughts, although he still had some doubts about why he was reborn, at this critical moment, he couldn't care so much anymore. In his previous life, due to talent issues, he did not integrate spirits and was unable to be admitted to the 9 elite colleges, making his journey very difficult. Even if one lives a life of death and eventually reaches the 8th level of martial arts, they have lost too much, and the demon master is superior to the martial arts, there is still a big gap between the two. So, this time, he must change his fate. Although he harbored a deep hatred towards the young man in white, Lin Feng couldn't help but marvel at his ability to be reborn on Awakening Day. That guy really knows how to pick a day. If he missed today, he would definitely regret it for life. No. Just as Lin Feng was grateful for the opportunity to change his fate, his face suddenly changed and his heart became cold. Undoubtedly, the innate ability of the young man in white is to control time, and when he returns to today, he is a masterpiece of that young man in white. Just, how did it happen to be back to today? Not tomorrow. Isn't it the day after tomorrow? But rather an annual awakening day. Lin Feng couldn't help feeling uneasy and suspicious in his heart. He didn't believe it was a coincidence, nor did he believe it was a burst of his character. From childhood to adulthood, his luck was not very good. He didn't have resources or talent, and being able to reach the 8th level of martial arts relied on hard work and madness. There is definitely something he doesn't know. Today's awakening day is also important to that monster. That's why it came back. Is it just around here? Lin Feng's gaze scanned the surroundings, with a piercing killing intent in his sharp eyes. Surrounded by his classmates, and on the high platform were also prominent figures from Juxing, without the figure of the young man in white. Monsters and humans are different. Monsters have a long lifespan, and the more powerful they are, the more so. In just 21 years, even though the young man in white may have looked younger, there shouldn't have been much change. I searched for a long time, but still found nothing. Brother Feng, what's wrong with you? Juxing's voice came with a hint of hesitation and fear, just like Yage's. It was obvious that they were frightened by Lin Feng's gaze. They had never seen Lin Feng show such a terrifying gaze, as if he was about to devour life alive. It was too scary. It's okay, I had a nightmare just now and my head was still a bit confused. Lin Feng shook his head, closed his eyes, and when he opened it again, he had already regained calmness. Since he can't find it, there are still important things waiting for him at this moment. In the afternoon, Jiang Chu looked up at the sky. At this moment, the scorching sun was in the sky, and the sky was as blue as a lake. The waves were as flat as a mirror, and no clouds could be seen. Let's get started. Jiang Chu waved his arm and the crowd on the altar quickly opened the round bottles. Colorful and fist-sized demons emerged one by one. Upon closer inspection, they looked like miniature, lifeless monsters with a frightened expression, wanting to escape, but were attracted by a mysterious force and flew into the Blue Moon artifact in the sky. The Blue Moon artifact is starting to take effect, and the show is about to begin. People suddenly became excited and engaged in discussions. Bang! With a loud explosion, 300,000 spectators on site trembled and instantly turned their direction to look at the Zhongyue building, the first building in Jiangcheng. In the center of Zhongyue building, a giant light screen is playing a video. Everyone stared intently at this scene, and the originally lively discussion suddenly quieted down. The young men who had been sitting cross-legged to maintain their posture stood up together. Everyone's body is straight, their eyes are firm, their expressions are solemn and serious, and their left hand is pressed against their chest as a sign of respect. In the light screen, there are scenes of tragedy playing one after another. Figures dressed in military green shuttle through the dense forest, wielding weapons, firearms, swords, or long swords to hunt down monsters and obtain spirits. Among them, a middle-aged man held a huge machete tightly in both hands, spinning his body while his eyes showed a fierce look of death. Around him, 3 small but brown scaly iron scale wolves were running around him, roaring incessantly, and finally pouncing forward. Iron Scale Wolf. Lin Feng's eyes were calm, but he said in his heart, not good. Although the Iron Scale Wolf is only a first-level monster, the lowest-level monster, it is a social animal, extremely cunning, and skilled in besieging. Ordinary warriors encounter great danger. Ah! Amidst the screams, the middle-aged man's left arm was bitten by an iron scale wolf, and his flesh and blood were torn apart, even revealing bones. The excruciating pain did not make the man shrink back. He let out a roar, his eyes bloodshot, and ignored the iron scale wolf hanging on his left arm. With a sudden wave of his hands, he killed the iron scale wolf with a knife. With the death of the iron scale wolf, a pale yellow light and shadow emerged from its body, which was the demon of the iron scale wolf. The yellow demon appeared and wanted to escape, but before it could fly far, it was caught by a person specifically responsible for capturing the demon and stuffed into a transparent bottle. The person then turned around to rescue the middle-aged man. But at this moment, the left arm of the middle-aged man had been completely torn apart, blood gushed out from the severed arm, and his right leg was also torn and bitten by another iron scale wolf. The battle became even more brutal, and the remaining limbs and screams appeared without cover in the light curtain. This is not a movie, but a real live broadcast. Even children who were originally ignorant and playful can feel the seriousness of the atmosphere at this moment. Some even tremble all over, make cries, close their eyes and dare not look again. And this scene that only appeared in the light curtain, played for nearly 2 hours, although there was no commentary or music, it made people feel how tragic it was. Let the students present understand even more that the demons they refined today were obtained at the cost of countless soldiers sacrificing their lives. Everything for humanity. On the high platform, the middle-aged man, also known as the guardian of Juxing, whispered softly. The sound was not loud, as if it would be dispersed by the wind, but it was exceptionally clear and spread to the ears of everyone present. For humanity. At this moment, the crowd suddenly let out a crazy roar. Yu reading www.yuukangshu.net, and this roar began, instantly spreading throughout the city. All those who were working, attending classes, or watching in front of the TV stood straight, their left hand pressed against their chest, shouting. Even Lin Feng is no exception. The words, for humanity, are too broad, but soldiers who sacrifice their lives for their country are worthy of respect. Because no matter when, the soldiers always rushed to the forefront. The hunting of demons continued without stopping because anyone was injured or killed. The army continued to advance in an arc from the center of the dense forest, and the monsters were forced to rush towards the outside of the forest. The ultimate destination was Juxing. With the arrival of monsters like waves, everyone's body was slightly tense, and the hunting only officially began at this moment. Not long after, the originally clear skies suddenly darkened. Ahem! Roar! The piercing howl spread throughout the Juxing. The demons are attacking the city. With a cry of surprise, a scene resembling the end of the world appeared before people's eyes. I saw birds of different colors, covered in feathers or scales, fluttering their wings and flying rapidly towards Juxing. Due to their large numbers, they blocked the sky and sun. At the same time, the earth shook violently, and even from a distance, Lin Feng could clearly feel the tremor. Transparent glass in the sky made a clicking sound, and many even fell directly from the sky. Fortunately, people gathered in the square, but no one was injured. At this moment, everyone's faces turned red, and various demon beasts swarming towards the Juxing on the screen. Under the hunting of soldiers, these monsters were finally driven out of the river city. Next is the most passionate and exciting battle. Chapter 3. Rare Beast List. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Bang, bang, bang. The artillery fire scattered around the outskirts of Juxing exploded violently, turning the sky and land into a sea of flames, and countless monsters were killed by the bombardment. Even if there were some fish that missed the net, they were later repaired by the soldiers who rushed in. The blood streaks were like drizzle falling, and the earth was dyed a dark red. Even with the protective shield released by the blue moon, one could still smell the pungent smell of blood. After the monster was killed, various colorful spirits surged out like rainbows attracted by a mysterious force, flying into mid-air. At this moment, in the shape of a crescent moon, reaching over 100 meters high, the silver-white blue moon was like a blooming flower, revealing a slight gap, and a large number of demons were constantly pouring in. They are all some low-level monsters. Lin Feng calmly watched the scene. A demon spirit is a collective of the soul and power of a demon beast after its death. Apart from being sealed inside the blue moon artifact, it will dissipate in no time. As the guardian artifact of Juxing, in addition to providing daily protective covers, the blue moon also has many functions. Suppressing the beastly nature of demons is one of them. However, activating this function requires a lot of energy, usually once a year. Therefore, every awakening day, in order to provide students with long-term refining of demons, each base city will send a large number of troops to hunt and besiege demons. The Qingfeng Mountains outside Juxing are the main hunting grounds. Lin Feng, who used to hunt monsters in endless artillery fire, did not have much psychological fluctuation in the face of this scene. He had become accustomed to this kind of scene, unlike his classmates who were flushed and trembling all over with excitement. And Lin Feng knew that this kind of encirclement and hunting was limited to the peripheral areas of the Qingfeng Mountains and would not penetrate deep into them. The core area of Qingfeng Mountain Range is filled with advanced monsters, and even many king-level monsters. Even if Juxing has the strength to encircle and suppress them, the casualties are definitely not worth the loss. Therefore, Although this scene may seem shocking, it is not worth mentioning compared to the nightmare of slaughtering the city in his memory. The tens of thousands of monster beasts that have been killed by artillery fire have a highest level of 5th grade, and even 5th grade monster beasts are rare. What is truly precious is the demon spirits that have been continuously sent to the Blue Moon for hundreds of years. For example, the spirits transported by those people on the altar just now are almost all of the 6th grade or above, and the remaining spirits after hundreds of years of great waves and sand washing are the true treasures that cannot be obtained by top talents. At this point, Blue Moon began to suppress the beastly nature of demons, and it was about to begin. Lin Feng looked at Jiang Chu on the altar, who was staring intently at the Blue Moon artifact, as if waiting for something. There are too many people to walk around now. Retrieving his gaze, Lin Feng looked around and searched for a target in the crowd. Every year on Awakening Day, there will be some geniuses, and this time is no exception. Perhaps this Awakening Day is the only exception. Because this time a demon named Yi Qiu appeared. This young man named Yi Qiu, who is 10 years old and has a 2nd level of physical training, 12 years old and 6 levels of physical training, and 15 years old and 9 levels of physical training, is truly worthy of the title of genius. And this is just the beginning. At the age of 16, after merging with his own demon spirit, his life seemed to be like a spin-off. In less than a month, he broke through the 9th stage of physical cultivation and became a martial artist. At the age of 18, he entered the 5th level realm and became the captain of the team of Great Wall College. He led the team to participate in the National Honor League for college students, won the runner-up, and was awarded the title of Most Valuable Honor Player. Graduated from university at the age of 20 and entered the 7th grade realm. At the age of 22, he was also awarded the title of City's Son by Juxing. At the age of 23, he successfully baptized his spiritual energy and became the king of martial arts, entering the ranks of true masters. In just 4 years, when he broke through the extraordinary at the age of 27, the world was shocked. You should know that since the revival of spiritual power, the youngest extraordinary strong person is also over 42 years old, and Yi Qiu has advanced it by 15 years. Although he became an extraordinary powerhouse and unfortunately fell in less than 3 years, his short life shook the world with a kind of demon power. In the previous life, although he was of the same age, like everyone else, he could only look up at such a demon, even feeling powerless with jealousy and envy. In her previous life, Yi Qiu was also an idol of Lin Feng. How many times in my dreams have I fantasized about reaching his height and enjoying the admiration of everyone. But today, they are at the same starting point. Lin Feng knew that the demon that Yi Qiu merged with this time was a ghostly creature resembling a human figure, which was a 5th grade shadow demon. Demons and spirits are divided into 9 levels. The 5th grade demon spirit belongs to the middle grade demon spirit. Although it cannot reach the level of high-level demon spirit, it is not something that ordinary people can refine. But as Yi Qiu broke through the national historical cultivation records, people were puzzled why, with his talent, he chose the 5th grade shadow demon spirit on the awakening day at the age of 16. You should know that for a demon master, as their strength increases, the number of demon spirits that can be refined will increase, and they can also absorb demon spirits to promote their evolution. However, it is undeniable that the first demon spirit, which is the original demon spirit, is the most important. Demons also need to advance and grow, which requires a lot of resources and time, and the soul power of warriors is limited. Therefore, some powerful demon masters are extremely picky about their own demons, and many powerful demon masters only cultivate one demon in their lifetime. And according to records, Yi Qiu never used this shadow demon spirit when fighting with people. He used a netherworld praying mantis ranked 231st on the ground list, while his original demon spirit only had a 5th rank. The difference between the two was not only in rank, but also in combat power and innate abilities. This mystery remained unsolved until the 3rd year after Yi Qiu's death, when his wife was sorting out her belongings at home and discovered a diary he had left behind, people finally learned the truth. The figure-shaped demon was not a shadow demon, but a demon that had never appeared and was recorded. He was named Nightmare by Yi Qiu. There is not much difference in appearance between nightmares and shadow spirits, and it is difficult to distinguish them without careful observation, so they were not discovered at the beginning. And the demon beasts are divided into 9 levels, and the 2 rankings of heaven and earth. First grade is the lowest, 9th grade is the highest. Above the 9th rank, there is the heaven and earth second rank, which records 389 demon beasts. However, the heaven rank only has 86. Many of the demon beasts on the heaven rank have become extinct, and even if they survive, even the guardians of a city are afraid of them. In addition to the second list of heaven and earth, there is also a list of rare and exotic beasts. The monsters on this list are extremely rare, and many of them are not strong, but they have special abilities. For example, the most famous golden mouse. Refining its demons can give it the ability to search for heavenly materials and treasures, and to some extent, it is more precious than the demons on the earth list or even the heaven list. The list of rare and exotic beasts records 67 cherished demons. After Yi Qiu's death, Nightmare was also included. Among the 68 rare and exotic beasts of demons, it was ranked 7th. This is an extremely precious and rare demon spirit, which has no combat power. Its only ability is to give the alchemist super intelligence and cultivation speed. It can make a person with ordinary qualifications become a genius with the talent of demons. This kind of demon is extremely evil and also known as an evil spirit, because it not only brings the owner the gift of evil, but also constantly devours the owner's vitality and soul. With the increase of strength, the lifespan is shortening. The only way to survive is to always be stronger than a nightmare. Refining it means being chased by death at all times. Yi Qiu unfortunately fell at the age of only 23, which is likely the result of his soul and vitality being consumed. And it is precisely Lin Feng's goal this time. Wow! Suddenly, the sea of people emitted a huge wave sound. Lin Feng looked up and saw that a tiny gap had originally been exposed, and the deep and pitch-black blue moon suddenly burst into a brilliant light, piled up inside the artifact. Thousands of demons surged out crazily, like a rainbow of 7 colors, extremely shocking. Chapter 4. Demon Possession. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text. Chapter 5. Seal of Sealing Evil Laws. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Lin Feng was not aware of the attributes and race of the nightmare. In the previous life, only Yi Qiu refined it. It was also through Yi Qiu's notes that people knew they needed such a strange demon. In the rare beast version, Nightmare ranks 7th, but there is not much description of this evil spirit besides its ability to endow its owner with extraordinary talents and deprive it of vitality and soul. His race and attributes, as well as any other innate abilities, are unknown. Although there are many unknowns, as introduced in the exotic beast version, this nightmare is an evil spirit. Evil spirits, evil and ominous beings. Even if it was only absorbed into the body and not refined yet, the evil aura and evil energy made Lin Feng's face change. In his body, before he truly began to refine, he felt the dangerous nightmare and struggled desperately, roaring wildly. The piercing pain in his mind made Lin Feng feel a bit painful, and his head was dizzy and swollen. Fortunately, as an 8th-grade martial artist in his past life, he experienced countless life and death battles, narrowly avoiding death. There were hundreds or even thousands of monsters that died in Lin Feng's hands. This interference did not pose a great threat, and no matter how much the roar and killing intent eroded him, he just needed to stick to his true intention. What a strong willpower! From time to time, young people passed by and saw Lin Feng with his eyes closed and focused, naturally knowing that he was refining demons. However, Lin Feng's indifferent and calm demeanor shocked everyone. You should know that the demon spirit is originally a collection of soul and energy after the death of the demon beast, full of animalistic nature. Refining the demon spirit is equivalent to annihilating its consciousness and will inevitably face stubborn resistance. Therefore, even if suppressed, it is particularly easy to disturb the owner's mind. Ordinary young refined spirits have a fierce face, trembling all over, and some even roar and roar. Such calmness is extremely rare. This is also why it is stipulated that participants in Awakening Day must be at least 16 years old, not exceeding 18 years old, and can only attempt to enter the fifth stage of physical cultivation. Being too young, not having a firm mind, having a chaotic mind, or having insufficient physical strength can lead to the failure of refinement, and may even be devoured by demons. Being over 18 years old means having poor talent. Even if refined, it wastes resources. The more advanced the demon, the more intense the backlash. If it weren't for the fact that many demons had already been suppressed by the blue moon at this time, few people would have been able to refine demons through their own efforts, and it is highly likely that they would have suffered backlash. The more advanced the demon, the more intense the backlash. Unless it is a determined genius with special soul weapons and secret techniques, and extremely excellent soul power. And this is also one of the reasons why the important figures on the altar contribute high-level demons. They contribute their spirits and not only receive a spot to participate in Awakening Day, but also some additional benefits, such as policy subsidies such as tax reduction in Juxing. Ah! The black demon roared incessantly within Lin Feng's body, its voice filled with destruction and killing intent. A dark and eerie shadow appeared in his consciousness, constantly disturbing his spirit. Under the influence of the blue moon artifact, the beastly nature of this demon has already suppressed the vast majority, and surprisingly, it still has such strong resistance. Although the process was difficult, Lin Feng's face showed a hint of surprise. Although no demon spirit has been successfully refined in the previous life, the fifth-grade demon spirit's resistance cannot be so strong. It is highly likely to be a nightmare. Lin Feng suppressed the surprise in his heart. Even with his willpower, he felt it was very difficult. If it were an ordinary teenager, it would be impossible to even drive him, let alone refine him. Of course, the exceptional genius like Yi Qiu is an exception. After finally driving the nightmare into the elixir field, Lin Feng quickly mobilized his soul power to wrap it up. But the speed of refining is too slow, and the speed of soul power refining cannot even match the repulsive speed of nightmares. To become a demon master, one must possess a soul seat in order to refine soul power. The soul seat is located in the Dantian area below the human abdomen. This kind of thing has nothing to do with the talent of martial artists. Some people have cultivation abilities that can be called geniuses, but are naturally blocked by the soul seat, making it impossible to become a demon master. This probability is not uncommon. Although Lin Feng's soul seat is not blocked, it is too small and lacks soul power, which is the main reason why he was unable to become a demon master in his previous life. If Yi Qiu's soul power is like a bowl of water, Lin Feng's soul power can only reach 1 cup at most. With his soul power, even the lowest level demon spirit cannot be refined, let alone the 7th-ranked nightmare on the list of rare and exotic beasts. At this moment, Lin Feng was somewhat impressed by Yi Qiu's terrifying empowerment of the young man's soul. Yi Qiu has not yet merged with the spirits, not because of his talent, but because he looks down on those spirits and is choosing the best one. Soul changes. Lin Feng silently pondered in his heart, and the spiritual energy in his body began to surge, gradually undergoing wonderful changes. In his previous life, Lin Feng was unable to become a demon master, which was his regret. He spent many years on this and finally found the possibility to become a demon master. Soul transformation is a secret technique that temporarily transforms the spiritual energy in the body into soul power. Although Lin Feng obtained this mysterious secret technique in his previous life, he dared not practice it because the process of soul transformation could not be stopped. That is to say, when this technique is used, all spiritual energy in his body will be transformed into soul power. In his past life, Lin Feng had already possessed the strength of an 8th-grade martial artist. It was obvious that starting from scratch would not be worth the loss. If someone found out that he had lost his power, his enemies would probably come to seek revenge in an instant. But now he is only in the 7th stage of physical training and is still in the foundation building stage, so he doesn't have too many concerns. The spiritual energy contained in the body vibrates slightly and constantly transforms into soul power. The soul power of the soul sea is constantly accumulating, and the nightmare is constantly washed away by the soul power. The originally pitch-black body gradually becomes coated with a layer of gray, gradually occupying 4/5 of the nightmare's body. It's almost successful. Just as Lin Feng was pleasantly surprised and felt about to succeed, the nightmare trembled slightly. The hollow pupils flowed and suddenly burst into a dazzling light. Not good. A sense of horror came from Lin Feng's heart. This feeling made his hair stand on end and stirred up goosebumps on his body. I saw the demon struggling, becoming increasingly fierce, and finally breaking free from his control, rushing towards his heart from the Dantian position, looking like a surging tumor. Lin Feng quickly reached out to grab it, but saw that the sarcoma seemed to have eyes that could see his movements. He quickly changed course and crawled towards his right chest. Lin Feng trembled slightly, suppressing the nausea in his heart. His hands kept blocking its path, but before he could catch it, the sarcoma slipped away and even rushed towards his head along his throat. Demon's backlash. Lin Feng was startled in his heart, his pupils contracting slightly. If a demon really invaded his brain, he would undoubtedly die. My strength is still too weak. A bitter smile appeared at the corner of Lin Feng's mouth, feeling a bit regretful. He is currently in the 7th stage of physical cultivation and the qi and blood stage. Physical cultivation is the initial stage of martial arts. Physical cultivation is divided into 9 stages, mainly through physical training, challenging the limits of the body, and combining with dietary supplements to refine the body, making it strong, responsive, and full of qi and blood, laying a solid foundation for martial arts. In the physical cultivation realm, it is impossible to cultivate martial arts. The spiritual power in the warrior's body is exercised every time, and after challenging the limits, the pores open and are passively absorbed into the body. Therefore, there is not much spiritual energy in Lin Feng's body. Even if the secret technique of soul transformation is used to transform the spiritual energy of the whole body into soul power, the amount of soul power is still limited. His soul power may be able to refine 7th-grade demons, and with his willpower combined with the secret technique of soul transformation, even 8th and 9th-grade demons have the possibility of success. However, those on the ground list are very reluctant, and facing the 7th-ranked nightmare in the rare beast version is even more difficult. The demon spirits on the rare and exotic beast version are indeed not simple goods. If you rashly refine the demon spirits at this time, you will only end up with a desperate fate. Seal the evil law seal. Although Lin Feng was a bit timid, he was not panicked, and this situation was actually within his expectations. Lin Feng's hands quickly imprinted on his chest, and his limbs and bones were tingling with a slight heat, as if being baked by flames. A trace of blood overflowed from the corners of his mouth. At the same time, the blood in his body began to boil and gather in his soul sea, forming a blood-red prison that enveloped the soul sea. At the moment this cage appeared, the nightmare that was about to enter the brain stiffened and disappeared instantly. The next moment, its figure appeared inside the cage. Ji. Nightmare was slightly stunned and immediately let out a piercing scream. Yu reading www.yuukangshu.net kept hitting the cage, but to no avail. The blood-colored cage poked out chains of blood, piercing into Nightmare's body. The pitch-black nightmare gradually turned red with blood, looking strange and eerie. Boom! Suddenly, a thunderous sound came to Lin Feng's mind, and the blood that was originally boiling gradually cooled down. Lin Feng trembled all over, feeling a bit cold. With my current strength, I am unable to refine it and can only temporarily seal it. Lin Feng opened his eyes, which showed a hint of regret. He wanted to stand up and come to his senses, but his legs were boiling like lead, about to burst open, and the next moment he was about to collapse, unable to resist collapsing to the ground. At this moment, Lin Feng's face was extremely pale and weak. With his current strength, using a sealing evil seal almost consumed 1/5 of his own blood. Even the 5 organs and 6 viscera have suffered some damage, the most obvious of which is the tearing of muscles, and the bones in the body are overwhelmed with cracks. Now, the qi and blood are depleted, and even the foundation of cultivation has been damaged. At this moment, he has paid a great price. Fortunately, we finally caught this nightmare. Compared to the gains, this loss is ultimately nothing. As long as it can refine the nightmare, Lin Feng is confident that he can make up for it. After taking a deep breath and calming down for a while, Lin Feng stood up and wiped the sweat off his forehead. If it weren't for his understanding of this evil seal, he might have really capsized his sewer. Lin Feng observed the surroundings and found that it was nearing the end. Some teenagers had already celebrated in advance, while more people were still desperately chasing after demons, as if no one had noticed him. In the eyes of outsiders, Lin Feng, whose face was pale, sweating profusely, and his body had not undergone demonization, had already failed to awaken. And that shadow demon spirit, in the process of refining, has already vanished into ashes. Chapter 6. The Butterfly of Charm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Lin Feng found Gao Hai, the latter was refining demons and his body underwent a transformation. Lin Feng is guarding on the side to prevent anyone from accidentally interfering. I saw Gao Hai trembling all over, his chubby face turning red, his veins bulging, and his mouth roaring in pain. His fat body trembled slightly, swaying like waves. He saw Lin Feng, but he was so painful that he couldn't even speak. Lin Feng's heart trembled slightly, his gaze so similar. Ah! With the final roar, Gao Hai, who was originally chubby and had a sense of joy, now had round and enlarged eyes, a swollen nose, and 2 curved and pointed horns growing on both sides of the full forehead of the heavenly court. The pitch-black horns looked like 2 sharp blades, and his limbs became thick. Due to the possession of demons, his originally overweight figure had become stronger, but still no muscular contours could be seen. Brother Feng, I refined the powerful magic cow and finally succeeded. Gao Hai shouted excitedly, and his voice, possessed by demons and spirits, became slightly rough. For Gao Hai, it is already not easy to become a demon master, even if the level of the powerful magic cow is not high. The second-level demon spirit belongs to the low-level demon spirit and cannot attach attribute damage. Well, you're finally a demon master. Lin Feng smiled. If I had been admitted to a key university before the Great Cataclysm and found a good job after graduation, it would have been every student's dream. But now, becoming a demon master is every young man's dream. Not only Gao Hai, but Lin Feng is no exception. From a young age, they have fantasized about growing up quickly, participating in Awakening Day at the age of 16, refining their own demons, becoming true powerhouses, and changing the living environment of their families. The 2 of them have discussed more than once what kind of demon to refine, which one is the most powerful, handsome, and domineering, with the most suitable abilities for themselves. Lin Feng remembered clearly that what Gao Hai wanted to refine was the 9th-grade mammoth and iron skin elephant. Gao Hai is fat, which means his strength is strong but his attack speed is slow. The mammoth is a metallic demon, known for its high defense, high attack, and low speed. For Gao Hai, this is a suitable demon for him. And what Lin Feng originally wanted to merge was the 9th-grade Qingjinglong demon spirit. Compared to his strength, his speed and agility are superior, and his future development is in the direction of the wind swordsman. And Qingjinglong belongs to the sub-dragon type demon spirit, with dragon bloodline on its body. It not only has the ability to fly, but also controls lightning, making it a rare thunder attribute demon. At the beginning of the discussion, both of them wanted to refine the 9th grade demon spirit. As for the demons on the list, of course they also want to, but they can only imagine in their dreams that there are 100,000 people in Juxing participating in Awakening Day every year, but it is not possible to refine a demon on the list, it is simply unrealistic. In fact, 9th grade demons are also very unrealistic. They are all geniuses in a million. If they can refine 7th or even 5th grade demons, they will be satisfied. Brother Feng, how are you? What kind of demon have you refined? After the joy, Gao Hai saw that Lin Feng had not been demonized and quickly asked. No, we couldn't find a suitable one. Lin Feng shook his head, even though he trusted Gao Hai very much, the nightmare was too precious, and he could only understand the truth of harboring guilt. If Gao Hai accidentally reveals it, there may be a catastrophic disaster. Although logically speaking, once a demon is refined, it belongs to the refined and cannot be deprived by humans. But at this moment, the nightmare inside Lin Feng's body was only sealed by him with a special secret technique and not refined. And Lin Feng also knew that the devouring beast in the 3rd place of the Rare and Strange Beast edition had the ability to absorb and merge other demons, and some rare and precious secret techniques also had this effect. Although the effect of this secret technique is limited and cannot perfectly replicate the effects of demons, with the talent and ability of nightmare, even if it has 1/10 of the effect, it is enough to make people crazy and take risks. If exposed, while gaining a lot of attention and resources, Lin Feng will inevitably be scrutinized, and at this time, he has no ability to protect himself. So this secret can only be buried deep in the heart. And he left a margin, just saying that he couldn't find a suitable demon, not that he couldn't refine it. How could? Gao Hai cannot set up a channel, his round and rolling eyes stare like copper bells. Lin Feng is 7 times more skilled in physical cultivation, and his strength is more important than his physical cultivation 6. As Lin Feng's younger brother since childhood, in Gao Hai's view, Lin Feng would definitely refine demons with higher levels than him. But soon, Gao Hai comforted Lin Feng and said, "It's okay. With your talent, maybe the school will prepare even better demons for you." Just as Gao Hai comforted Lin Feng, a disharmonious voice came. Today there are tens of thousands of demons with various attributes, from 1st to 9th grade, and even the demons on the ground list. You haven't refined any of them, I'm afraid the soul C is so weak. I dare to say that I want the school to prepare a demon for you with this kind of qualification. Many people have a mocking expression on their faces. Those who dare to say these words are young men possessed by demons and become demon masters. Before, Lin Feng was in the 7th stage of physical training, but almost all of them were in the 6th stage of physical training. Their own strength was not as good as Lin Feng. In addition, Lin Feng's ruthless actions made many people wary of him. Seeing that he was unable to refine demons, coupled with the stimulation of the previous age, they immediately mocked him. In their view, now that they have refined demons and become demon masters, they no longer have to fear Lin Feng. Being ridiculed by everyone, Gao Hai was filled with anger and wanted to speak for Lin Feng, but he didn't know how to refute it. Although the words may sound unpleasant, they are not without reason. Although Jiangxin Middle School is a key high school, the amount of demon spirits saved in the school is not as much as 1% of this awakening day. Today, without successful awakening, it is almost impossible to become a demon master. Of course, if Lin Feng's martial arts talent is outstanding, the school will try to cultivate it in order to improve the admission rate of the college entrance examination. However, they are most aware of Lin Feng's strength, which is the 7th level of physical training. There are 100,000 students in the 3rd year of Jiangxin High School, and over 500 students can reach the 7th level of physical education in the 3rd year. This cultivation talent can be considered excellent, but there is still some gap between being a genius. Unless it is a genius who cultivates 9 levels of physical fitness, the school will not pay too much attention to it. But Lin Feng remained calm, with a hint of mockery at the corner of his mouth. If these people knew there was a nightmare inside him, would they dare to say that? I'm afraid I'll go crazy with jealousy. Look, that person has refined the enchanting butterfly. Suddenly, the crowd erupted in an uproar. Upon hearing this, Lin Feng and Gao Hai also looked up at the light curtain. In the light curtain, a girl wearing a blue and white school uniform tightly closed her eyes, her long eyelashes trembled slightly, her fists clenched, her body twitched slightly, and her expression looked very painful. As time passed, her body was undergoing a transformation, and a colorful light emerged. A pair of colorful wings emerged from her back, flapping slightly, floating her body in mid-air. The pure and charming little face of the young girl now became narrower and longer, with a pair of colorful drooping antennae appearing in the middle of her forehead. Her originally fair skin was tinged with a faint pink, with 3 purple-red patterns, slowly clinging to his neck and half of his face, like a seductive violet, making it look even more charming. When her eyes opened, a pair of pink eyes exuded an indescribable charm. That's Yage, isn't it? She blends flying demons. It's not just a flying demon, it's an 8th-grade enchanting butterfly. Although its combat power is not strong, as a rare spiritual demon, its special function makes it even more precious than some 9th-grade demons. Even more precious than the 9th-grade demon spirit, this elegant song is about to soar to the sky. I'm afraid this talent will definitely receive key training from the school, and there should be no problem getting admitted to the 9 elite colleges in the future. If you work harder, maybe the 3 major hero academies will also be fine. Isn't she Lin Feng's girlfriend? What kind of demon is Lin Feng refining? Lin Feng's talent is too poor, his refining has failed, and it seems that he is still injured. The discussion among the teenagers was not concealed, and they didn't even care about Lin Feng being by their side. But what surprised everyone was that Lin Feng looked at Yage with a calm expression, as if he had not heard their discussion. Feng Gu, have you seen Mayor? She actually blended the 8th-grade charm butterfly, it's so amazing. Gao Hai waved his hands and shouted excitedly. They grew up together from a young age, and as playmates, Yage transformed into a butterfly, naturally making him happy for each other. It seems that there have been some changes. The 8th-grade enchanting butterfly is indeed a good demon. Lin Feng was also somewhat surprised. This spirit-type demon was not a big cabbage, extremely rare, even rarer than thunder-type demons. If it were in the Battle of Glory, this would be the first choice for control-type players. Temptation Butterfly. Beast-type, Butterfly Tribe, Spirit-type Demon. The growth process is divided into 4 stages. Egg, larva, pupa, and transforming into a butterfly. The larval stage has weak strength and often emits spiritual fluctuations to control other low-level demon beasts for survival. After transforming into a butterfly, it possesses the strength of an 8th-grade demon beast and has a pair of colorful wings. During agitation, it can release hallucinogenic pollen, and its hammer-shaped antennae can emit spiritual attacks, causing dizziness and even death. This is the record of the enchanting butterfly in the Encyclopedia of Monsters. Not only is it rare, but the appearance of the enchanting butterfly is also very beautiful, and when combined with people, it emits infinite charm. On the top 10 list of women who most want to refine demons, the temptation butterfly ranks 3rd, only behind the 9-tailed flame fox and the Medusa demon. It is one of the first choice demons that many women dream of. In his past life, Lin Feng joined a small team while hunting outside. There is a female demon master in the team, and the refined natural demon spirit is a spiritual demon spirit. When he was hunting monsters in a different world, Lin Feng deeply felt its power. Spiritual demons may not have strong combat power, but they are good helpers in assisting assassinations. Their eerie spiritual attacks are beyond defense. Many monster beasts have strong physical bodies and terrifying combat power, but they are afraid of spiritual attacks. If it's a team hunting monsters, the powerful warriors are responsible for the main attack, the sorcerers are responsible for long-range interception, and the task of the spiritual demon master is to launch a spiritual attack and sneak attack at the most critical moment. It's not just about hunting monsters, it's also about fighting people. When you think about a critical moment, suddenly being mentally attacked and your mind blank, I shudder to think about it. Having such a spiritual demon master is almost a treasure of a small team, the object of everyone's care and flattery. With the existence of such a control-type demon master, the team's overall harvest has increased by at least 3 layers. A team of 12 people can increase the harvest by 3 layers per person, which shows the role of spiritual demon masters. In addition, spiritual spirits are also the preferred spirits for legendary professional beast controllers. Although in the early stages of cultivation, martial artists mainly focus on cultivating their bodies, in the later stages, especially after being possessed by demons and spirits, with the help of the innate abilities of monsters, they focus on developing different professions. Occupations can be divided into warrior, knight, archer, assassin, hunter, warlock. Warlocks can be classified according to their different attributes, such as water warlocks, fire warlocks, thunder warlocks, and so on. In addition to these two, there are also some special professions where talent is more important than hard work. Due to their rarity and strength, they have become legendary professions. Legendary professions include Beast Control Master, Summoner, Spiritualist, Curse Master, and so on. To become a beast controller, besides spiritual power, the key is to refine spiritual demons, and the 8th grade enchanting butterfly is one of the preferred demons for becoming a beast controller. However, in my memory, the fusion of Yage this time should be a 7th grade ice heron. It seems that her rebirth has caused some changes to her original trajectory. Lin Feng observed once and found that Juxing Middle School had nearly 5,000 students who were 16 years old and above the 5th level of physical education. However, there were less than 500 who could demonize them, almost all of them were low-level demons. There were not many 7th level demons, only 3, and 2 8th level students, one of whom was Yage. And there are none of the 9th grade ones. Yage, floating in mid-air, is like a butterfly fairy. At this moment, she has become the focus of attention for thousands of people. At first, she was clearly not used to it, and Yu reading www.yuukangshu.net showed some confusion. The colorful wings fluttered slightly, flying in a somewhat wobbly manner, but in no time, Yage could roughly control the wings to float and move. This little girl is so beautiful. I really envy her, the 8th grade enchanting butterfly, beautiful and powerful. I really envy her. If she were wearing a dress, she would definitely look even more beautiful. Amidst the envy and discussion of the crowd, Yage carefully controlled her wings and flew to the area where Juxing Middle School was located. When she found Lin Feng's figure in the crowd, she flapped her wings and approached Lin Feng, asking from a high position, "Lin Feng, what kind of demon have you refined?" I don't know if it's because of demon possession, but Yage's originally gentle voice added a hint of indifference and arrogance. Lin Feng looked up slightly, looking at the transformed girl with calm eyes. In the previous life, the girl refined a 7th grade demon spirit, and their relationship lasted for less than a year. This time, the girl refined an 8th grade demon spirit, or a rare spiritual demon spirit. How long can it last? Mayor, your soul power is so high that you can merge 8th grade demon spirits. In the future, The 3 of them grew up together since childhood, and Gao Hai clearly felt that the atmosphere was a bit awkward, even a bit oppressive, so he spoke up to ease the atmosphere. But neither Lin Feng nor Yage smiled, their expressions calm and indifferent, and the atmosphere became even more solemn. Lin Feng's expression was calm and indifferent, not saying a word, which made Yage's expression slightly change. She wanted to continue asking, but there was no trace of envy or inferiority in her dark pupils, calm as a pool of autumn water. Has he changed? Yage murmured to herself in her heart, even afraid to look directly at Lin Feng's gaze. In the end, she gently landed beside Lin Feng, but no longer as affectionate as before. Chapter 7. Demon Mirror. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Dong. The last bell rang, announcing the end of the annual Awakening Day. The rainbow-like demon was sucked into the blue moon by a mysterious force and once again sealed. On this day next year, they will reappear until the day they are refined. A wonderful event came to an end, but the onlookers were reluctant to disperse. Woo-woo. The young girls who had not merged with the spirits looked dejected, lowered their heads, their eyes turned red, and they walked down from the altar with sadness and unwillingness. Becoming a demon master is the dream of every student and warrior, and it is the greatest expectation that every parent has for their children. They have prepared for this day for many years. Dreams were shattered by reality, and many mentally fragile people fainted directly on the altar before being carried away by prepared staff. The young men who were lucky enough to become demon masters looked up and had their chests up, with happy and proud smiles on their lips, enjoying the gaze and envy of people. From this moment on, they who have become demon masters have surpassed ordinary warriors. It can be said that their lives have entered a new starting point, much higher than ordinary people. Among these numerous young girls, the three figures are the most eye-catching, and the light screen continuously plays the scene of these three people refining demons. These three people are all teenagers, and the refined ones are all 9th-grade demons. And among these three people, the most dazzling was a boy who dyed his hair yellow. Based on Lin Feng's understanding of demons and spirits, even without reading the subtitle prompts, it can be seen at a glance that the yellow-haired boy is fused with a 9th-grade 6-winged phantom python. In terms of preciousness and strength, the 9th-grade 6-winged phantom python is slightly better than the King's Halong. It is the demon that all speed-type warriors dream of, and Lin Feng is no exception. The fusion of King's Halong and humans looks very handsome and domineering, making it more popular among students. However, the fusion of Liuyi phantom python and humans appears somewhat eerie, otherwise it would actually be more suitable for Lin Feng. In Lin Feng's curious gaze, the yellow-haired boy possessed by a demon became extremely slender, looking as tall as 1.9 meters. His vertical green pupils looked somewhat eerie, like snake pupils, carrying a chill that made people shudder. Behind him were 3 pairs of purple-red wings, slightly stirring but extremely fast. As a 9th-grade poisonous monster, speed is only a part of it, and the toxin of the 6-winged phantom python is the most feared and intimidating. And the talent ability of the 6-winged phantom python is even more powerful, with the ability to ignore certain attacks in a short period of time, which is also its preciousness. A 9th-grade demon spirit, as long as their martial arts talent is not very poor, even if they do not take the college entrance examination, they still have the qualification for special recruitment in the 3 major hero academies. Without a doubt, these 3 are the protagonists of today, the proud sons of heaven. But just as everyone thought the awakening day had come to an end, a figure suddenly appeared in the light curtain. Roar. In the picture, a young man is hysterically emitting a beast roar that does not resemble a human voice. A black undercurrent surrounded the young man, his body expanding, his hands constantly expanding, and his veins bulging into dragon claws. With a hiss sound, a dragon tail emerged from its tail vertebrae, swaying slightly like a steel whip. The pitch-black scales spread throughout his body, gradually forming a pitch-black armor. Sharp spikes extended from his tail to his forehead, perhaps in excessive pain. The young man crazily pounded the ground while undergoing a transformation. The marble floor was shattered by the boy's pounding, and a small pit was formed by his flesh and blood. Even though blood splattered, it still did not stop the young man's self-harm. Crazy pounding, a pair of black wings with blood continuously sprouted from both sides of the boy's body. The wings, with a wingspan of over 2 meters, were like sharp black blades, leaving grooves on the ground as they fanned. After a while, the boy slowly stopped struggling. When he lifted his head, a pair of red-gold vertical pupils appeared, showing a hint of coldness and madness. Thorn Demon Dragon. Everyone was shocked to see this scene, and the Thorn Demon Dragon spirit, ranked 46th on the ground list, was refined by someone. Undoubtedly, this is the most shocking scene of today's Awakening Day. A rare encounter in decades. After a moment of tranquility, there were tsunami-like cheers, and undoubtedly, the youth at this moment became the focus. The yellow-haired boy became a companion in this moment. At this moment, I haven't paid attention to him. The 9th grade demon spirit is successfully refined every year on the Awakening Day, but the demon spirit on the Earth list is rare. Sometimes it only appears once every 3 to 5 years, and many people have never seen it with their own eyes in their lifetime. Not to mention the 46th ranked Thorn Demon Dragon, known for its powerful attack power. So strong, is there such a big gap between the 2nd grade and the demon spirits on the ground list. On the altar, Gao Hai looked at this scene with envy. On the side of Yage, she also put away her pride, and her moving eyes showed a hint of confusion. Although her enchanting butterfly belongs to the 8th level, it is comparable to the 9th level demon spirit. The 9th level demon spirit and the demon spirit on the Earth list seem to be only one level apart, but their potential and combat power are vastly different. There is no comparison with pure dragon-type demons like the Thorn Demon Dragon. His soul power is terrifyingly strong. Lin Feng looked surprised under the altar. The appearance of the young man is difficult to distinguish due to the possession of demons, but the scattered cloth on the ground proves that he belongs to the first middle school. In the first middle school, the only one who can have this talent is probably Yi Qiu. This genius young man was snatched a nightmare by him, but at the last moment, he still refined the Thorn Demon Dragon on the Earth list. This is a powerful dragon demon spirit with not only attack power, but also additional dark damage. Its innate ability is envied by all warriors. This kind of flying demon, whether it is a long-range attack or close combat, has almost no weaknesses in attack power or defense, and can be considered perfect. This kind of demon spirit can only be imagined by Lin Feng in his dreams, and he dare not expect himself to be refined. Indeed, he is a peerless genius, Lin Feng could only sigh inwardly. People cannot be compared to each other. Some people have been the proud sons of heaven since birth, not only martial arts geniuses, but even soul cultivation talents are so terrifying. And his martial arts talent is average, and his soul cultivation talent is even trash. He doesn't even have the strength to refine a level 1 demon spirit. If it weren't for the memories of his previous life, he would still feel inferior and powerless in the face of such a genius. Lin Feng also understood that Yi Qiu's ability to reach the 9th level of physical cultivation at the age of 15 was not only due to his own talent, but also due to the contribution of his Yi family group. A wealthy younger brother like Yi Qiu has had various elixirs and monster flesh and blood to build a foundation since childhood, assisting in cultivation. His physical fitness far exceeds that of his peers, and his qi and blood are rich, making cultivation naturally faster. His strong body is also one of the reasons why he can refine the thorn-flying dragon. Of course, being able to reincarnate is also an ability, and background is also a part of strength. Lin Feng should not disdain it. Line up one by one, take your time. At this point, although the awakening day had ended, Lin Feng and others did not leave. Instead, under command, they orderly divided into 10 rows and walked in line towards a mirror that was 1 person tall. The teenagers passed through in an orderly manner, and the mirror was somewhat magical. When an ordinary person passed by, it could not appear like a human. On the contrary, when a demon master appeared, it would reflect the demons inside the human body. This mirror has a very interesting name. Mirror for Demons. The reason why the shadow mirror was first invented was to prevent top-level monsters from transforming into human form and wandering in the human world. For example, the mysterious demon youth. Now, its function is to record the types of spirits refined by young people, as well as to prevent anyone from stealing spirits. The latter is the main reason. Although there is King Wu present on the annual Awakening Day, and countless strong individuals observe and monitor the entire process, stealing demons is not impossible, and even before the invention of the demon mirror, it often occurred. Even a first-level demon spirit is worth thousands of new coins, while a ninth-level demon spirit costs at least 1 billion. The demon spirits on the ground list are even more valuable and have no market. Those who truly possess this level of demon spirit will not sell them. As for the thorny iron-backed dragon ranked 46th on the land list, it can no longer be valued with money and cannot be bought at all. Due to the limitation of refining demon spirits within the age of 18, many students were manipulated by powerful forces to commit theft in various ways, and even developed various secret techniques that were difficult to prevent. Even if they know they will be directly executed if they are caught, there are still many people who take risks every year. Although refining demons is difficult, they do not have much attack ability. If they are lucky enough to catch a high-level demon, they will live a lifetime of glory and wealth. If you catch a demon on the leaderboard, you can create a small family. However, this situation basically disappeared after the development of the magic mirror. Those secret techniques are invincible in front of the mirror. I don't know if it will be discovered. Lin Feng felt a little uneasy as he stood in line. In his body, the nightmare was sealed by the evil magic shadow and not refined. If detected by the demon mirror, it may be forcibly taken away. Even if he gives a reason, it will expose the uniqueness of this demon spirit. Obviously, neither of these results is what Lin Feng wants. Chapter 8. Battle of Glory. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Feng, what's wrong with you? Are you feeling unwell? Gao Hai, who was standing behind Lin Feng, seemed to see something unusual about him and asked in confusion. It's nothing, just a little dizzy. Oh, Gao Hai turned around and glanced at Yage, pointing to Lin Feng and whispered, Brother Feng seems to be in a bad mood. How about you go comfort him? In Gao Hai's view, Lin Feng was clearly feeling a bit frustrated and sad because he couldn't merge with demons, while Yage merged with the enchanting butterfly and flew into the sky. It was even better not to compare, and this comparison was even more uncomfortable. Gao Hai wanted to comfort Lin Feng, but he didn't know how to speak and could only signal to Yage. Seeing Lin Feng's expression somewhat solemn, blending the enchanting butterfly and still in a demonic state, Yage's small mouth slightly opened, and her pink pupils flickered slightly, seeming to want to say something, but in the end, she didn't say anything. After queuing for over half an hour, it was finally Lin Feng's turn. With a hint of unease, he walked forward and saw nothing inside the mirror of the demon. Lin Feng, 16 years old, is a senior high school student at Juxing Middle School, with a 7th grade in physical and mental training. After recording his identity information, Lin Feng was taken away. The sealing method inside the seal is a special space that seems to block the perception ability of the mirror. Lin Feng, who was worried, finally breathed a sigh of relief and thought to himself. The seal of the sealing evil law can actually block the illuminating demon mirror, which is actually a way to make money. Lin Feng felt a little surprised in his heart. Nowadays, various rare and precious secret techniques have nowhere to hide in front of the shining demon mirror, and no one dares to take risks. Only a few people know about this evil law seal, let alone know that it can block the shining demon mirror. This news alone is worth at least billions. Lin Feng actually has plans to sell this news. Just thinking for a moment, he quickly gave up this tempting idea. After all, if there is an error during the sales process, it is very likely that someone will guess that he has caught a cherished demon, and then the nightmare inside his body will be somewhat dangerous. Furthermore, it is not easy to use the seal of sealing evil, as it requires high spiritual and control abilities. In his previous life, Lin Feng was an 8th grade warrior, which was the key to successful use. If it were someone of the same age, it would be impossible to release them, let alone imprison demons. After Lin Feng, it was Gao Hai's turn to detect, and a sturdy bull demon appeared in the mirror. After Gao Hai, it was Yage, who still maintained a demonized state. Therefore, everyone fused her with an 8th grade enchanting butterfly. Standing in front of the mirror, the girl enjoyed the envious gaze of everyone, with a slight smile on her lips. In everyone's sight, a gorgeous butterfly demon with colorful wings and a seductive aura slowly appeared. At the same time as this butterfly demon appeared, it caused waves of exclamation. Yage, 16 years old, a senior high school student at Juxing Middle School, with 6 levels of physical and mental training, refining the 8th grade of enchanting butterfly. After recording the information, Yage had just left and waited here. The leaders of various martial arts schools and clubs rushed forward eagerly, saying, "Miss Yage, please join our Ruei club. We have prepared a contract worth millions for you. Missia, our Hurricane Martial Arts School is an old martial arts school in Juxing. As long as you sign, we can immediately provide you with a residence, and there is also a franchise fee of 5 million Singapore dollars. Yage, you are still joining our Lightning Club. Our club is an A-level club, and we are preparing an 8-year and 40 million Singapore dollars contract for you. And once you graduate from university, we will prepare a contract worth millions of dollars for you. Our Jazz Club has prepared a contract of 100 million Singapore dollars for 10 years for you. For the other 4 or 6 tiers, you are 6. The conditions are absolutely superior. Your treatment is exactly the same as that of the original superstar Wang Ju. Major martial arts schools and clubs are throwing olive branches one after another. Yage, who has never had such an experience before, is obviously a bit at a loss. However, she has never eaten pork and has seen pigs run. The smart girl clearly knows the principle of waiting for a price to sell. She did not agree to anyone, but politely took everyone's business cards and said with a smile, "Thank you for your favor. I need to go home and discuss with my family." This answer naturally did not satisfy everyone, so some people began to increase the price. However, in the end, Yage still did not agree. Although she did not get the desired result, the girl's respectful attitude was very helpful to everyone. "Yage, I am the person in charge of the Jiangqing branch of Juxing Club. We invite you to join us." Just then, a voice rang out and everyone suddenly fell silent. Juxing Club. Although there were no specific conditions mentioned, this title alone is sufficient. That would allow you to join the top 3 clubs of the Glory War every year. No, Juxing Club has already taken action. Damn it, the Juxing Club is also getting involved. What are they arguing about? Let's just disperse. Although rejected by Yage, the clubs did not give up and prepared to privately contact each other. However, upon hearing the solicitation from Juxing Club, their thoughts were immediately dispelled. This Juxing Club can be said to be a powerhouse in the club. It is not an exaggeration to say that entering the Juxing Club is even more difficult than entering the 3 major hero academies. Even outstanding graduates from the 3 major hero academies find it difficult to join this club. The enchanting butterfly of the 8th grade of Yage is rare, with value and special effects comparable to the 9th grade demon spirit, but it should not enter the opponent's eyes. Their goal should be the yellow-haired boy and Yi Qiuchai. Only geniuses like them, the 6-winged phantom python refining the 9th grade and the thorn demon dragon on the earth list, can be recruited. Why are you so excited? Lin Feng looked at Gao Hai beside him and felt a bit amused. The latter was trembling with excitement, and his face, which looked like a cow's head, was swollen and turned red. Is it necessary to be so excited? Isn't it that you were invited? Why am I so excited? That's the Juxing Club. Gao Hai turned his head and clenched his fists, some of which could not be set aside. Nowadays, in the year 2189 AD, since 2056, small cracks have appeared in various parts of the earth, making the world a different place. These cracks were initially very small, as thick as thin paper, so no one knew what was inside these cracks. However, as the cracks appear and gradually expand, they bring a strange energy. This energy is called spiritual power by humans. The emergence of spiritual power has greatly improved human physical fitness, revived martial arts, and opened the era of cultivation. However, similarly, wild beasts have also undergone pathological changes, or evolution. Countless birds and beasts have evolved into monster beasts, possessing various powerful and eerie abilities, and even unleashing wisdom. Compared to humans, they are obviously more adaptable to this world due to their strong physical bodies. They are unwilling to be driven by humans and even begin to attack them. Faced with powerful monster beasts, ordinary thermal weapons cannot play a significant role. Even if nuclear bombs are used recklessly, some monster beasts cannot even kill them, and even cause mutations to make them more powerful. Moreover, excessive use of nuclear bombs can also cause damage to the Earth, and even destroy it. Only powerful warriors can kill top-level monsters, but it is obvious that the number of top-level monsters is much greater than that of warriors. At that time, the sky could not see sunlight, it was covered by birds, the ground was stained red with blood, and humans became homeless dogs and food. In just 3 years, the number of humans sharply decreased from 18 billion to 9.6 billion, and some small countries perished directly. It was not until the day when a cunning warrior integrated demons into the Dantian that humans avoided the fate of being exterminated. Demons enter the body and refine them. Reading www.uukangshu.net allows you to possess some of the power of monster beasts, giving people the powerful and mysterious abilities of monster beasts, and the ability to fly and escape from the sky and earth. The emergence of demon masters gave humans a foothold, gradually becoming stronger, and ultimately driving demon beasts out of their homes. Nowadays, demon beasts and humans are in a courtroom confrontation, and no one can do anything about them. During the disaster, humanity united as never before and ultimately drove away the monsters. Not long after the battle ended, as the cracks gradually grew larger and could even accommodate people, the peace of humanity was disrupted. Originally, within those cracks, there was a broader and more mysterious world. It is named the Other World. The spiritual power on Earth emerged from there, and the concentration of spiritual energy in other worlds is more than 3 times that of Earth. Various natural materials and treasures are nurtured, and there are also various mysterious monsters, some of which are not even recorded on Earth. This means that this other world is a natural treasure, so humans are engaged in competition. In just 10 years, humanity fell into a melee, with powerful warriors and demon masters from various countries fighting in a different world. The war broke out, causing the world's population to sharply decrease by 1 billion again, and ultimately giving demon beasts an opportunity to take advantage of it. The Dawn War broke out, once again causing humanity to be destroyed, until each country unleashed its protective artifact before finally stopping. In order to avoid repeating the same mistakes, countries jointly signed an agreement and created a game. That is the Battle of Glory. The ranking of each country in the Battle of Glory determines the division of different world regions, the supply of resources, the discourse power between countries, and the voting power. Therefore, in today's era, actors and singers are just adjustments to people's lives, and the only celebrity is the honorable athlete. They are the glory of the city, the glory of a country. Chapter 9. Juxing Club. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Juxing Club, one of the top 3 clubs in China's Glory War every year, is a powerhouse in the Glory League. Being able to join in has a bright future ahead. This is also the reason why Gao Hai is so excited. Even though he knew it wasn't him who was invited, he couldn't help but get excited. After all, Yage is a friend he has been playing with since childhood. If she could join the Juxing Club, she would have face if she spoke up in the future. Who dares to provoke him? Besides, if Yage joins the Juxing Club, Gao Hai can also gain some benefits, such as some combat skills. The combat skills taught by the Juxing Club are not ordinary goods. Juxing Club. Wrapped in a sudden happiness, Yage also looked very excited, her body trembling slightly, as if she couldn't believe it. However, even so, the girl still did not lose her composure. She clearly knew the name of the Star Gathering Club and expressed her doubts. Why did you choose me? She is only 16 years old this year and has only completed the 6th stage of physical education. Her strength is above average among her peers, and her excellent qualifications cannot be called outstanding, let alone genius. At Jiangxi No. 1 High School, her grades even rank beyond 1,000. If it weren't for her beautiful appearance, she would just be an ordinary girl in school. Although today we are refining the 8th grade enchanting butterfly, it will take at least 3 years for the demon to truly grow up and assist in the battle. That is to say, even if we participate in the Glory War organized by National University students, we will have to wait for 3 years. Many clubs and martial arts schools have recognized her potential and plan to sign a long-term contract to cultivate her. As one of the top 10 clubs in the Glory League, Juxing Club cultivates top talents or players who can directly participate in the Glory War, but it seems that she is not qualified enough. The head of the Juxing Club is a woman who looks around 30 years old. She is dressed in a purple-red martial arts suit, with a slender and symmetrical figure. She wears a silver-white long sword on her waist, giving off a sense of heroism. As the head of the Jiangxing branch, this woman is naturally also a warrior. Seeing Yage with some confusion, Zhang Ling smiled and said, "You're not joining the Juxing team, but the Blue Ocean team of our 5 reserve teams." The Blue Ocean team has had a very good record in recent years, and 3 years ago, they even made it to the top 17 of the Battle of Glory in China. Now they are missing a spiritual demon master, and I think the Temptation Butterfly is very suitable. I see. Yage nodded. Although she was in the reserve team, she was not discouraged. On the contrary, she felt that this was right. If it were the home team, she wouldn't believe it. The main team consists of demons, almost exclusively refining the spirits or mutated spirits above the list. Even the substitutes are rare 9th grade spirits, far from being comparable to her. Even joining the reserve team was beyond Yage's expectations. The vice team of Juxing Club also almost refined 9th grade demons. Of course, there are also those who refine 8th or even 7th grade, but those people have their own strengths, either outstanding martial arts talents, rich practical experience, or perfect integration with demons, which is far from what she can compare to. The enchanting butterfly, the enchanting witch. At this moment, Lin Feng suddenly recalled some things. Although there are levels of demon spirits, it does not mean that low-level demon spirits have no chance to evolve into high-level demon spirits, but this kind of evolution is extremely difficult. To evolve, it is not only necessary to feed with resources, but more importantly, to know the path of evolution. If fed indiscriminately, it is very likely to cripple the demons, not only causing a decline in strength, but even a decline in rank. Such incidents are not impossible, and even occur frequently. The biggest advantage of joining a club is having a dedicated team to design and plan the growth direction and even advanced path of demons based on their abilities and characteristics, as well as their future career paths. In his memory, when Lin Feng was in his 3rd year of college, he saw the appearance of a seductive female demon in the Battle of Glory for college students. The 9th grade enchanting female demon evolved from the 8th grade enchanting butterfly. This is not because Lin Feng has a good memory, but because the news is too sensational. This news even ranked 17th in the National News Hot Search that year. The reason for such a sensation is not that the enchanting female demon is too precious, but that the person who refined it is called Han Tian. Yes, you guessed it right. That's a man. A man refined the enchanting butterfly and even advanced it to the level of a seductive female demon, while Han Tian himself was very handsome, even some female canon. The stunning scene of a demon-possessed body still made Lin Feng feel very sour after thinking about it. Lin Feng remembers clearly that the team that Han Tian was in was the Blue Ocean team. At that time, although the Blue Ocean team did not make it into the top 3 and stopped at 4th place, Han Tian himself became famous, with advertisements and endorsements coming one after another. His income was higher than that of Yun Qi, the captain of the Black Demon team, who won 1st place in the Battle of Glory for college students. 3 years later, Lin Feng murmured to himself. The growth of demons is relatively easy, but it is difficult to advance, and the more advanced demons are, the more so. It is definitely not easy for the enchanting butterfly to evolve into an enchanting female demon in 3 years, and this also indicates that the route and direction at this stage are almost complete, even if they have not been fully mastered. Do you want to remind me? Lin Feng thought to himself. Since it has been confirmed that someone has mastered the path of the enchanted butterfly evolving into the enchanted witch, if Yage can know and be prepared, then the contract treatment will naturally be different. Refining the 8th rank demon spirit and refining the 9th rank demon spirit, although there is only 1 rank difference in the level of the demon spirit, their treatment is far apart. It could even be several times or even 10 times the difference. Although Lin Feng doesn't love Yage anymore and even doesn't like to see her, this girl is actually not bad in nature, just more realistic. After graduating from Yage and truly growing up, she also contacted Lin Feng multiple times, asking for elixirs and financial help. However, Lin Feng did not accept it due to his self-esteem, and growing up together since childhood, it is impossible to say that he hates her. So after hesitating for a while, he decided to wake up. Yage, go home and discuss with your family. There's no need to make a decision so early. Just as Yage was about to agree, Lin Feng interjected. Upon hearing this, Yage turned to look at Lin Feng, with a puzzled expression on her face, somewhat puzzled by his meaning. What else should we discuss about such a good opportunity? Her parents are both ordinary people and cannot provide valuable references. However, Yage knows Lin Feng very well. Although Lin Feng has not become a demon master, even if he feels a bit disappointed, he should not be jealous of her or ruin her good deeds. And Lin Feng is steady and won't interrupt for no reason. She looks at Lin Feng and waits for his answer. At this moment, Zhang also glanced at Lin Feng, her eyebrows slightly furrowed, her eyes calm and contemptuous, with only a hint of threat in her eyes that was not easily detected. As a wealthy club, Juxing Club has a professional team of over 1,000 people responsible for researching demons. As Lin Feng guessed, the club has already mastered the evolutionary path of the enchanted butterfly. Although the strength and talent possessed by the enchanted butterfly after evolution are not yet known, there are speculations that the successfully evolved enchanted butterfly will be even more powerful and eerie, even comparable to the list of demons. That's why she recruited Yage. For Zhang, discovering Yage and being able to sign it with a small contract, saving a lot of money, is definitely a meritorious service. When she returns to the headquarters in Beijing, besides receiving a bonus, she may even be able to climb up 1 level. Lin Feng ranks in the top 2 of Yage, and Zhang naturally believes that Lin Feng has not refined demons, and his strength in the 7th dan of physical training is not just a genius. As the head of the Jiangqing Juxing Club this time, Lin Feng naturally did not have the qualifications to be taken seriously. Yu reading www.yuukangshu.net. Therefore, even if Lin Feng interjected, she had no intention of paying attention. She believes that with the fame of the Juxing Club, no one would refuse. It's nothing, believe me, don't rush to make a decision, Lin Feng said calmly without explaining. Make a quick decision, I will go to Beijing today and don't have much time to wait for your reply. Seeing Yage hesitating, Zhang showed some impatience. At this moment, although she is confident, she is somewhat anxious. I am willing. Seeing the woman's eyebrows furrow slightly, she seemed somewhat dissatisfied. Yage was worried about any changes, so she made a decision. Yage nodded in agreement, not even listening to the conditions promised by the other party. Although she has refined the enchanting butterfly, as a wealthy family and with the reputation of the Juxing Club, she has not yet qualified to negotiate terms. Joining the Blue Ocean team is definitely not a bad contract. There is a unified standard for what kind of talent and strength should be signed, and joining it is an honor in itself. Even if the contract expires and you leave in the future, looking for other clubs or martial arts schools is also a qualification. Well, this is the contract. Upon hearing Yage's agreement, Zhang Ling breathed a sigh of relief in her heart, but her expression remained calm. She took out a contract and handed it to Yage, as if she couldn't wait. Haha. Lin Feng shook his head and showed a hint of sneer, without saying much. Zhang Ling's urgency clearly confirms what he guessed, but Yage did not notice. Yage looked at Lin Feng again, not understanding the meaning of Lin Feng's sneer, but since she had made the decision, she had no intention of asking again. Watching the girl sign her name on the contract, Lin Feng remained indifferent. He was just a reminder. Since Yage didn't believe him, there was no need for him to say more. Chapter 10. The Yang Family in Shangjing. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After Yage, by Xingji, who fused the 9th grade demon spirit and 6-winged phantom python, was also fiercely sought after by numerous clubs. The young man eventually joined the AK Club, which is also an old S.level club and one of the top 10 clubs in the league. Although it cannot be compared to a wealthy club like Juxing, the other party is very sincere and did not consider joining for free. Not long after, a young man stood in front of the mirror, and the crowd had not recognized him for a while. Yi Qiu. Only Lin Feng and a few people recognized him. Perhaps because the possession of the Thorn Demon Dragon was too dangerous, Yi Qiu withdrew from the demon-possessed state. After changing his clothes, he had a cold and stern expression, confident and composed. Thorn Demon Dragon. It's him. When the figure of the Thorn Demon Dragon appeared in the mirror, the onlookers shouted fiercely, almost crazily. If it weren't for a large number of police rushing to maintain order, it would have caused chaos. Yi Qiu, 16 years old, is a senior high school student at Jiangqing No. 1 High School. He has achieved 9 levels of physical and mental training and ranked 46th on the Refining Land ranking of the Thorn Demon Dragon. Although fans are crazy, after recording information, compared to Yage and Bai Xingji facing numerous club fights, when it was Yi Qiu's turn, he appeared disorganized and even somewhat desolate. Of course, no one thinks this is a worthless performance. Faced with such a peerless genius, even A.level clubs dare not speak up easily, afraid of self-humiliation. The clubs that can participate in the competition are all S.level and above, and a total of 7 S.level clubs have met the conditions for dismissal. This also includes the Juxing Club. That Zhang Ling changed her aloofness in the face of Yage, and enthusiastically and sincerely offered conditions. However, the highest one is a club called Thunder, which has offered a 10-year contract worth 3 billion Singapore dollars, with 8 or 2 tiers. Yi Qiuba, Club 2. Crazy, 3 billion new coins, and 8 or 2 layers, this. Gao Hai's face was filled with jealousy and envy. He could even earn 300 million yuan a year for nothing. This is the true peak of his life. 3 billion new coins is not really much, and Yi Qiu may not necessarily agree. Lin Feng was not surprised at all. The Thorn Demon Dragon refined by Yi Qiu alone is worth more than 3 billion Singapore dollars, let alone a 10-year contract. However, the 82 layers are very sincere. It can be imagined that in the future, when Yi Qiu truly grows up, the advertising benefits and commercial revenue he can bring may only be a huge market of tens of billions. In Lin Feng's opinion, this Thunder Club is quite insightful. Thunder Club is an old S.level club with a long history. Although it cannot be compared to a powerhouse like Juxing Club, it is also one of the top 10 clubs in the League of Glory. 3 years ago, it ranked 4th in the League of Glory. People in Juxing are not unfamiliar with this club because its headquarters is located in Juxing. It is a local club in Juxing, and for the people of Juxing, the popularity of Thunder Club is naturally higher than that of Juxing Club. Everyone is looking forward to Yi Qiu joining the Thunder Club. The head of the Thunder Club is an elderly man with white hair. He dared to offer such conditions, obviously because he had conducted investigation and research on Yi Qiu. At the age of only 15, he reached the 9th level of physical cultivation, and now he is only one step away from becoming a martial artist. His martial arts talent is outstanding, coupled with the fusion of the 46th ranked Thorn Demon Dragon on the Earth list. His soul martial arts are all geniuses, so they are worth investing in. You can consider joining the Thunder Squad and participating in the Battle of Glory as soon as you reach the 5th level of martial arts. Seeing Yi Qiu's delayed statement, the head of the club looked hesitant. He made a phone call, said a few words, and then offered the terms again. As soon as these words were spoken, the onlookers took a deep breath. Join the Thunder Squad. This is not the vice team, but the home team. Being able to join the home team is bound to receive the full training of the club, with a team of up to 1,000 people devising its development direction and the path of demon upgrading and evolution. This is a treatment that money cannot buy. And for every member who enters the top 10 of the honor team, their endorsement advertisement starts at billions of new coins, so for truly powerful and famous honor players, money is just a number for them. The conditions offered by the Thunder Club must be said to be very attractive. After he offered the conditions, no club had the courage to continue competing. Even Juxing Club is the same. Zhang Ling from Juxing Club originally wanted to compete, but geniuses like Yi Qiu are rare and hard to come by. Missing them will regret her for a lifetime. It can be said that 10 elegant songs are not as good as a leaf autumn. Just now, knowing that a peerless genius like Yi Qiu had appeared in Juxing, the headquarters had already sent someone to rush towards Juxing. The same was true for other clubs. As soon as she put down the phone and prepared to offer new conditions, she was shocked by the words of the head of the Thunder Club. As a wealthy family, there is naturally a heritage of being a wealthy family. Money is not a problem. The Juxing Club can offer the same price, even higher than the Thunder Club's price, and also allow Yi Qiu to join the Juxing team. With Yi Qiu's talent, this is not a problem. But he dared not directly offer conditions for Yi Qiu to participate in the Battle of Glory, just like the Thunder team. In her opinion, the Thunder team was clearly insane. If the Thunder Club dares to offer this condition, it means that the main player of the Thunder team will be replaced. Yi Qiu's refined demon master, the Thorn Demon Dragon, is a demon with strong attack power. In addition, the dragon-type demon spirit itself comes with legal damage. If nothing unexpected happens, Yi Qiu's future career is as a combat mage. The Battle of Glory is a team of 7, and the battle mage is the main fighter. In addition to controlling the team, he can be said to be the soul of a team. The combination of team members and combat style is largely based on the talent and abilities of the main fighter. In other words, in order to obtain Yi Qiu, the Thunder Club will start from this moment to pave the way for Yi Qiu to join the Thunder team in the future. Even if it takes at least 5 years for Yi Qiu to become a 5th-grade warrior, it is unfair for the current main fighter of the Thunder Squad and may even cause backlash from other members of the team. In order to obtain Yi Qiu, the Thunder Squadron obviously risked everything in one go. But to everyone's surprise, although Yi Qiu appeared somewhat moved, she was hesitating. "I'll think about it, thank you for your affirmation." Finally, Yi Qiu politely replied that he did not join any club and left under the cover of many teachers at the first middle school. "I'm crazy if I don't agree to this condition yet." Yeah, joining the Thunder Club means having a dedicated team to develop a training plan, which is better than practicing on your own. What do you know? I heard that Yi Qiu is a young master of the Yi group, obviously not lacking in money. He has confidence in himself and is confident that he will get a better contract in the future. Many people were surprised by Yi Qiu's refusal, but some expressed support and even started arguing. Such troubles obviously had no meaning for Lin Feng and others. After watching the excitement, Lin Feng and the others returned to the area where Jiangxin Middle School was located. On the way, Gao Hai constantly expressed his envy and jealousy towards Yi Qiu, expressing doubts about not joining the Thunderclub. Later, he congratulated Yage and said, "Mayor, in the future, besides going to school, you will also have to go to the Juxing Club for training, so we will have less time to play together." Yage remained silent all the way, occasionally responding, unsure of what she was thinking. Gao Hai clearly sensed the issue between Lin Feng and Yage, so his words gradually decreased. Returning to the area where the school is located, Yage enjoys the attention of everyone. At Jiangxin Middle School, Yage is one of the 3 school beauties, and there are many people who secretly love her. Originally, they would not hide their admiration when they saw Yage, but at this moment, they only dared to secretly gaze at Yage. The enchanting butterfly of the 8th grade fusion, Yage's future is no longer comparable to theirs. 3 months later, she will be admitted to 9 elite joint schools, even the Heroic Academy, and become a person from 2 different worlds with them. Well, the 8th grade enchanting butterfly, work hard. The principal of Jiangxin Middle School is a middle-aged fat man. He looked at Yage and encouraged her. For a key high school, although demon masters are a precious resource, only those who refine high-level demons are worth focusing on training. Today's Awakening Day, there are about 100,000 students participating, but less than 30 can truly refine 8th grade or above. Yage can occupy one, and if you have this talent, you naturally need to focus on training. And the enchanting butterfly is very rare. This spiritual demon spirit is more precious than the flying demon spirit. If he works harder, Yage should be able to be admitted to the 3 major hero academies, and he has achieved a target, adding another shining point to his resume. Thank you, Principal. I will definitely work hard. Yage salutes and thanks. For an ordinary student like her, it's rare to see the principal, let alone encourage them, but she acts calmly. She knows that from today on, her status will undergo a huge change, and the future is bright. The only regret thinking of this, Yage glanced at Lin Feng with a strange expression in her eyes. Lin Feng has black hair and black eyes, a handsome appearance, and a dignified demeanor. Although his expression may seem somewhat indifferent, it exudes a cold and stern temperament. Although martial arts talents may not reach the level of genius, they are still considered excellent. In his 3rd year of high school, he ranked in the top 200 in combat effectiveness and over 500 in grades, which was extremely difficult for poor students like him who had no family or financial support. Effort, handsome. It has to be said that he is a very popular young man among girls. In school, as far as Yage knows, many girls like him and have written him love letters. But they didn't know a secret about Lin Feng. That secret is only known to oneself. Growing up together since childhood, Yage knew that Lin Feng was not originally surnamed Lin but surnamed Yang, but only followed his maternal nature when he was 6 years old. Although he is just a commoner, he comes from a prestigious family and is the legitimate descendant of the Yang family of the Glory clan in the capital. Although he is just an illegitimate child who is not recognized by the family, as long as he shows his talent, there may not be a possibility of returning to the family in the future. In addition to the love he has cultivated since childhood, this is also the reason why he has silently accompanied him for these years. But now, everything is impossible. Unable to refine demons, without the talent of a demon master, relying solely on his martial arts talent, Lin Feng is destined to not gain the attention of the Yang family in the capital. If he wants to return to the family, it may be a fantasy. Before Yage, she admired Lin Feng, but by now, that feeling of admiration has gradually dissipated.